Greetings, everyone. It's Crime Talk with Crin, and we are back with episode 33. I want to jump right in and say thank you to all my day ones. Thank you for your continued support. Thank you to anyone who's new. Thanks for checking out my channel. If you like what you see here, just go ahead and subscribe. I am on my journey to 1,000 subscribers, and like the video, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I did a video reviewing the Dateline special and made a little error recording over myself, so that got scrapped. And then when I had time to do it again, I was like, maybe I won't. There are some points that I do want to talk about individually from the Dateline special, but not right now. Right now, what I wanted to get into today is the Doordash driver. Not what everyone's getting into with the Doordash driver. Not what I assumed or speculated about the Doordash driver per se. But a lot of people believe, based off of the coordinates that were provided, that the DoorDash delivery would have been delivered to the back door. And when we view the leaked footage from the Dateline documentary special thing, I got to thinking. Actually, I was having a conversation with my sister, and she kind of said, why would anybody want their food delivered back there when they could just walk to the front door? And I thought about the footage from the police body cam when the cop was like walking up the hill to get back there. I assumed that there had to be some kind of entrance to the back of the house, and whoever came in and unalived Kaylee, Maddie, Xana, and Ethan maybe parked behind the house and came through. So I went back and I looked at the body cam footage, and I don't know if that's possible. And seeing the condition of the DoorDash driver, I wonder how she would have been able to navigate such a steep incline, kind of weeded, not lit up area at 4 a.m. When I first saw the footage from the interview of the person who's claiming to be the DoorDash driver, I believed it was her. I believed that she was, in fact, a DoorDash driver. When I heard it the first time, I thought that she said that she saw Brian there. And I didn't even think it was like questionable. And then when I saw other people, trying to figure out whether that's what she said or not, then I was like not really interested, because I kind of don't like to get into that. Oh, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? I don't like to get into that. But I wondered, where was the surveillance footage of the DoorDash driver pulling up to the house? Where was the surveillance footage of the DoorDash driver exiting the vehicle and walking up to the house? And I kind of think that whoever came into and exited 1122 King Road that night, early morning, before the 911 call, would have also been caught on that same surveillance camera. So I'm wondering, where's the rest? I think it was 3 days after the murders, Kaylee's sister said that she saw the surveillance footage of the private driver dropping them off, and she knew down to the minute what time they got home. Is that the same surveillance footage that she saw? I know a lot of people are comparing the surveillance footage timestamps to timestamps from the Linda Lane surveillance camera. I know that when they released the audio from floor 17, that sound eerily familiar to me. And not eerily familiar in a way that maybe somebody used that sound or took the sound from another instant and inserted it, but maybe that something that was released way earlier may have actually been legit. I'm just speculating. So anyway, I'm curious to know if the surveillance footage that was leaked on the Dateline special is the same surveillance footage that the Gonzalez family, specifically the sister, Olivia, who's the one who stated that she saw the footage. I wonder if that's the same footage. And I wonder what else can be seen on there. I was very interested to find that all the lights were on, because it was kind of stated that it was dark in there. And so when you factor in that on a surveillance camera, you can see that there's lights on every floor. And so now you have lights on every floor. You have all the doors are open. And so now some of the things that we've been told and some of the information that seemed legit, parts of the story that we never questioned about Hunter coming over to the house early because they couldn't get in, or Dylan calling Emily because she was scared because she couldn't get a hold of anybody else in the house. And so to find out that all the lights were on and all the doors were open, it doesn't make sense either way why a call was made to anyone to come over if the doors were open and the lights were on. But I'm going to keep it short today. I am outside. You can probably hear the birds chirping and all that. But I'm going to keep it short today. But I just wanted to know, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that surveillance footage that was leaked on Dateline includes a lot more? Do you think that surveillance footage that was leaked on Dateline includes the comings and goings of everyone who came and went from that address that night and early morning? Do you think that if that surveillance footage does not show Bryan Kohberger entering or exiting, if that surveillance footage doesn't show motion and shadows in the windows, does that surveillance camera show the door being opened at 8 or so in the morning, as one of the neighbors claimed that they saw the front door open? Does it show if Bethany and or Dylan left when a text message went out to the private driver 5 or so minutes after Kaylee and Maddie got home? Does the surveillance video show what time Ethan and Xana got home? Because it was originally stated in the PCA that everyone was home at the same time. But then we find out that Dylan said that her and Bethany met up in Kaylee's room with Maddie at 2 a.m. and they were discussing going back out for food. But then they went to sleep. They decided not to go out, but then they went to sleep. But then they didn't go to sleep because we see the phone activity from Dylan. We know that Kaylee and Maddie began to power call Jack D. And so if they decided to go to bed at 2 a.m. and not go back out for food, do they know when Xana and Ethan got home? Because the police were trying to figure that out for a while. So, I think what's more important than what was leaked in the Dateline footage is what we didn't see from that leaked footage. What do you think? What do you think was cut out? Why do you think it was cut out? Wouldn't it be more important? Wouldn't it have been more juicy? Wouldn't it have been more telling had they inserted a full clip rather than snippets of a car doing nothing? Where did the car park? Do we know that? Is there a surveillance camera over wherever the car parked? And how come when the car leaves at 420 at a high rate of speed, it's still coming from the opposite direction of the house? As always with this case, we're left with more questions than answers, but I want to hear what your thoughts are. Leave me a comment below. Let's discuss it. Let's get into it. And like this channel, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and that's all I got.
So there is, and we have corroborated with my phone records, Kaylee's phone records, the driver that was driving them around.
Yeah, so you
really concrete.
You have pulled video seeing the Uber driver dropping them off.
Yes.
You've checked your phone records. You know with
Yes.
timestamps what